All right, great pleasure. We're bringing in Devin Nunes, who is chairman of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, former House Intelligence Committee chair. Devin, thank you for doing this. I know you're kind of Johnny on the spot, but there's so much breaking news here, and it's all bad. I mean, it may be good that we're finally finding stuff out. There's a story today. This is running on Fox Digital. You may have seen it, Devin. FBI Director Kash Patel has found another trove of sensitive documents related to the Trump-Russia probe. This is multiple burn bags in another secret room inside the FBI. And this is a point I know that you have made. This also apparently reveals the classified annex to the John Durham investigation, special counsel. So there's not only, lies going on here, but they're discovering hidden things in skiffs all around the place, and these burn bags, which for people who don't understand, that's how you get rid of classified information, but they weren't gotten rid of, and it's going to the Durham investigation, which is still ongoing. What's going on here, Devin Nunes?
Hey, Larry, great to be with you. And, remember, we had subpoenaed all of this stuff back when I was still in the House of Representatives in 2017 and 18. All of this information should have been turned over to us. And, it's like the hoax that never dies. And I always tell people that it's not just about the Russia hoax, because and Larry, you were in the administration at that time, so you remember. Then right when Mueller and that whole witch hunt ended, wham, they had this surprisingly fake whistleblower that said that Trump did something with Ukraine. And then they had the spies that lie with the Hunter Biden laptop. And then I think at the end of all that, they did this whole scam of raiding Mar-a-Lago, an unprecedented action. So I view this as all one and the same, all one big hoax. When you come to the bottom of it, many of the same players. So what you're getting at is burn bags. Those are probably burn bags that we should have had back in Congress. And I think you see Chairman Crawford, I think Tom Cotton and others have said, Chuck Grassley, Senator Grassley, they're all saying we need this information because at the end of the day, it's bad enough what happened to President Trump. I think the damage that's been done to the Republican Party is massive. But most importantly, this is actually harming people's safety because we have the FBI, the CIA not doing what they're supposed to be doing, the Department of Justice. So I think this is, sadly, Larry, it's probably just the beginning. But until this all gets solved, I think we're in a bad place as a country. And you know this. I've been saying this for many, many years. Yeah. And thankfully, what you see is this information starting to come out.
Devin, all these people, this is an institutional problem. Brennan at the CIA, Comey at the FBI and their various deputies, they were hiding all this stuff as much as they can. The fact that they're hiding it so badly and it's now being discovered or rediscovered attests to their stupidity. But this was crime against really the American people. There's no transparency whatsoever. We know the story was phony, and we know that Obama engineered a second story with the help of Brennan and Comey that would somehow link Trump to this phony. We know that Hillary Clinton was doing this stuff and financing it. And we know that the FBI informant, Steele, was as phony as a $3 bill and was even fired. We know all that stuff. But the fact that they're hiding it, and then they kept going when Trump was out of office and they're invading Mar-a-Lago. What were they looking for at Mar-a-Lago, Devin Nunes? I bet you they were looking for any vestiges of the stuff that they were trying to hide.
Look, that is my theory. And, you've now seen U.S. senators come out and say what I've been saying for a while, that this special prosecutor that should not have been appointed, was not appointed in a constitutional manner, Jack Smith, that went on a witch hunt. Again, the second witch hunt. Don't forget, we had the Mueller witch hunt, all these names. And it's like we've had special counsels against President Trump since the entire time he was in office, while he was out of office. And I think when you start to look at what was Jack Smith doing, who was he taking direction from, who are all the people that were involved in that, those are going to be, Larry, the similar people or the same people that go all the way back to 2016. Now, it's important, I think, these dates are also critical so that people understand There's some critical timing in what has come out recently. I can just sum it up like this. Why is it important? Because we know that in August of 16, the CIA tells the FBI and the CIA tells Obama and Biden, Comey, et al. That, hey, Hillary Clinton's up to a dirty trick. That we found out a few years ago. And by the way, that we only found out 4 years ago when we should have found out about it 8 years ago, but we found out about it 4 years ago. What Tulsi Gabbard found at the DNI was very interesting, and that was that in December of 16, that the PDB, the Presidential Daily Brief, had in it exactly, Larry, and this is critical, what the House Intelligence Committee at the time I was chairing, just a couple weeks before, we were briefed after the 16 election, and we were told that nothing unusual happened. The bad actors were doing bad actor things, and that was the end of it. The PDB, and this is what came out, and this is what ties this all together. The Presidential Daily Brief on December 8th had exactly what we had been briefed on just a couple weeks before November of 16. So something changes. What changes? Obama directs all of his people to go out and do a new assessment. And now, what also came out last week, and this is, I think, what you're referring to, that we, as the Republicans, Democrats didn't help, the team, my team that I put together, Kash Patel and others, John Ratcliffe, went through all of this intelligence. We found every bit of piece of intelligence that existed at the CIA. All that intelligence leaned to, if anything, was that Putin, one, thought that Hillary is going to win, two, thought that Trump had no chance to win in 16, and if anything, he would have helped Hillary, not Trump. Those are really damning pieces of evidence, and I think it all comes together when you have the same people basically creating election interference.
Same team.
All the way until this past election. That's right.
I hope you'll visit with it again, friend Devin Nunes. We've known each other a long time. I want to talk this Durham stuff, and not Durham himself, but the so-called Durham annex and whatever is being recovered from burn bags. I have a suspicion there's a lot of very indicting things that are going to come from that too. Probably even new stuff as well. Devin Nunes, thank you for your time. We know you're a busy chap, and we appreciate the update very much.